Hi, this is Jeffrey Major with a Getting It Done Right estimating video, and I'm going to address square footage scope items in a footprint measurement of a home as opposed to a room measurement of a home. And two examples are subflooring and square foot electric. Very, very common mistake with adjusters and estimators. They'll go in, they'll measure a room, they'll enter those measurements into an estimating system, and then they'll add items like square foot electric or subflooring. So what I did in this house is I measured, I'm in a dining room, there's a library adjacent to the dining room, and what I do is I'll use my laser tape, I'll measure from the one wall to another, the other wall to the other. I'll put it in my sketch, and then I'll come in and I'll measure the second room, and I'll put those measurements in my sketch. So what happens is, if I take these measurements and I go into Xactimate and I put in scope for the subfloor, scope for square foot electric, I'm basically leaving scope out. So if I look at most common walls, which are 3.5 inch framing that then has drywall, 1/2 inch drywall and trim, this wall is actually 8.5 inches thick. There's a return grill right up on the wall over here, so your return plenum and your supply for the second floor HVAC is located in this wall. So if I look at the outside measurements of the house and I then measure the inside rooms, I'm always off a little. These are the kind of reasons why. But what's important is, if I measure the inside of the room and put the subflooring in the room, in the actual room, so I put the subflooring scope in the actual room, I'm excluding what is under the walls. In this case, 17 feet 4 inches, 17 feet 9 inches of 8.5 inch thick walls, and then the outside walls, which are 6 inches around the perimeter, three walls of these rooms. So there's about 50 square feet that I would be leaving out here, times that by the rest of the house, and you're really, at the end of the day, in a 2-story, 2,500 square foot home, you're leaving out the equivalent of a bedroom. So in this case, if I take my square foot electric measurement and I take my subflooring measurement and I enter them into the actual footprint measurement that gets me the outside edges to the outside edges around the whole house, I'm going to have a better representation of what the damages are than excluding things. So I've testified in court, and I've given depositions, and I've attended many depositions, and when somebody's asking you the question of, did you measure from the inside of the rooms, and isn't there subflooring in between the walls, you're going to say yes. The next question could likely be, then doesn't that mean you're missing scope? Your answer is going to be yes. So you want to make sure that any scope you have that belongs in the footprint goes in the footprint. You can look online, or you can ask us and we'll send you an example estimate of the type of scope and how we enter those scope items and how we do the footprint in Xactimate, or just our general measurements, so you have a good, accurate estimate and the scope is in the proper place in the estimate. Thank you.